Alright, watcha, welcome back. Okay, now painting this bodywork. What I've done, if you just check out the garage, I've kind of turned it into a Bedouin tent, masked and covered everything up. And here, as you can see, what I've done is I've got busy with the old 300 grit, and I've spared you the miserable spectacle of rubbing down. Not really something I enjoy, but I've had to do it, obviously. So all of this, let's show you. Let's give you a little look-see. Hang on. See where we are so far. Right. All this inner plastic has had to be properly sanded back so it accepts paint. On the outside, all the gel coat rubbed down. It was in a terrible mess. When you start getting into it with a block and actually blocking that down, it turns out that it's quite knobbly and lumpy, and that is now smooth and flat, so that will do the job. A little bit of bust in there, I can't quite get that shine off, but it'll be okay. I'll just go light flicks on that. This as well, it's got this glued on rubber gasket around the back, and I just choose not to take it off, don't need to. It's going to mask it up. All the back in there, all completely sanded back. And what this was on the front, heaven only knows, but it kind of came off like paint with the block and didn't reveal any gel coat. So I think this is literally raw painted plastic. So now that's going to get some proper stuff on. These brackets took a lot of finessing. Where it was stamped from a sheet, a flat sheet, that produced kind of cut edges pointing one way, and then where it was bent, it produced distortion on these corners. So it had loads and loads of twists and distortion in it, which is horrid, and you just don't bolt it on like that because it's just lame and weak and lazy. So that's all been filed back, sanded, emery cloth, and then finally the 300 grit wet and dry. This is the white, this is the black paint you get on your body panels. If you buy pattern body panels, that's that black stuff, and as everybody knows, it's rubbish, it just flakes off. So just keyed that right up to paint over. Should possibly really have sandblasted them, but I can't do sandblasting because I haven't got a sandblaster. And that's finally the big beefy thick 3mm plate bracket that does the belly pan underneath, and I've just given that a good busting back as well, so it's nice and smooth. And finally these, I just had to give these a go, really. I wanted them black. They were originally black, or they should be originally black. Racing orange. These are aftermarket parts. That's the original kind of factory Harley sticker. Now you buy these from your Harley dealer and you bolt them on. I've got a receipt for them in the book, in the documents. So I had to get them back to a satin black, which they would originally have been. The orange 883R in racing orange would have not had orange side panels, and I think they're just too much. So they're going satin black to match that, which will hopefully match it all in. Right, so that's enough waffle. I'm just going to get some degreasing going on. I'm going to show you a little trick with these that I learned from my mentor Milo. Popsicle these so that they work, and you can move them about. I can grab hold of that, move it around, doesn't fall off the box, and all you do is use tape. I'll show you how to do it in a minute, so that I can paint that, I can twist it, move it round, and I can get the paint all the way around it, and it doesn't end up dripping or touching it, because you can't hang up, because I want to do them flat. I want to do them flat because then the weight of the paint sits flat and you get a nice flat float out. Using this tough black stuff, which we explained last time, but all paint, no matter what it is, does need the right temperature. And at the moment I'm trying to push the gap. I've got the old heater of doom rushing, and 14-15 centigrade, about 58 is the minimum temperature for painting. We're about what, 60, there we are, about 61, 62. I want to get up to about 65 before I start blowing paint, and then it will float out nicely and it will dry in between coats nicely. I've got 2.5, 3 hours before Penny Pit stops home, so it's just me, you and the tripod. Let's stick this over on the side, lock it off, and you can watch what we're up to. Let's get stuck in.
Shaped like a man, can't get what I want, so I take what I can. Head full of empties, I didn't leave there. Stick to the lines, insanity fair. Money man, money man. Can't get what I want, so I take what I can. Money man, money man. Don't change the plan.
With the weather outside, that's about as warm as I'm going to make it. 64, that's good enough. It's at 18 normally. 18 degrees, 16, 8 degrees. That's warm enough to paint.
However I try, he gets into my mind. To him it's funny, this money, money man. On my shoulder says spend, spend, spend. Cash shaped hole, money shaped friend. Money man, money man. Can't get what I want, so I take what I can. Money man, money man. Don't change the plan. Shaped like a man. Can't get what I want, so I take what I can. Man on my shoulder says spend, spend, spend. Cash shaped hole, money shaped friend. Money man, money man. Can't get what I want, so I take what I can. Money man, money man. Don't change the plan.
Right, that's it. Let's let the paint subside. I'll tell you what we've done. Alright, there we go. Right, that's about 6 coats in all. 6 reasonable coats. 3 of these is what it's done. 3 500ml cans. Obviously, if you know about can painting, it's not... Alright, I get blown out for this quite often. Why don't you use a spray gun? Why don't you just hook up a spray gun? Right, I've got a spray gun up there and I've got a compressor, but this is a domestic garage and it's a domestic dwelling. I've got my kitchen the other side of that wall. I've got my neighbours that side with kids. I don't want to be spraying 2-pack paint. It's poisonous and I ain't going there. That's why I'm stuck with rattle cans. It's not really a matter of choice. I would love a spray booth, use 2-pack, make an awesome job of it. I can paint, I've painted cars, but honestly, not in my garage. Now, this I've used 3 of. There's about that much thick paint in the bottom, you know, the thick neat stuff, about up to halfway for thinners, and the rest is empty, obviously for the compressed air that pushes it out. So there's only 3 of them on all that. So it's not as much as you might think. Let's have a quick look. Now, I'll show you what it looks like. It's a lovely, glossy, soft coat at the minute. As far as I can see, at this point, there are no sags, no runs in it. It's not sagging. It's a bit wobbly because it's still wet. And there's just one little, where is he? Hang on. There he is, little hockey nunu just there. Just climbed in when I was painting, I think a bit of dust or a piece of hair or something, which is annoying because the rest of it's flawless. None at all. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with that because I know how that's going to dry, and the same goes for these. They've come out absolutely beautiful, just a lovely soft float out. And if you lay them flat like that rather than hang them up, you can put lots more paint on and gravity doesn't trash it by hanging it in sags and curtains. Now I've got to let this dry for about, I reckon, probably 48 hours. Let's put you back up there. Right, now, as anybody who's done painting knows about bloom, and I'm a bit worried because it's going to drop temperature overnight. The weather forecast, it's been about 14, 15 degrees in the last few days, and I've desperately been rubbing this down off camera. The reason I haven't filmed this till this point is because I just wanted to get it rubbed down quick and get it prepped for tonight. Tonight's the last warm, mild evening. I got it up to 65 in the end, and it stayed at 65 in here. I'm going to leave the heater on for a couple of hours until that starts to really flash off and start to set. Now, what I want is a skin over it, an impervious skin, because while it's still completely wet like that, like I said, if anyone knows about bloom, what bloom is, it's a principle of, especially on black paint, where the moisture from the atmosphere gets sucked in, especially when the sun goes down, it's dark outside, it goes suddenly cold, it's warm in here. It's a bit like when you get a bottle of milk out the fridge and you put it on the side in the kitchen and it gets frost all over it, or condensation. It's a similar thing. The condensation settles on it, effectively that then eats into it, and you get this milky, translucent kind of coating over it that never comes off, and it's going to be satin. I can't polish it. Even if you do have bloom on a gloss, you can't really polish it out. It goes all the way through. So I'm desperately hoping, wish me luck folks, I don't want that to bloom. It's 8 or 9 degrees outside, and it's going to drop to about 4 degrees tonight, so I'm leaving the heater on for another 3 or 4 hours until that's hopefully safe. We shall see. It will float out, it will go satin. The 2 brackets at the top are starting to satin off a little bit. It only had about 3 or 4 coats, the rest have had 6, and fingers crossed, I'm hoping this will just go dead flat. What I want is it to look like a powder coated finish, a satin powder coated finish like the Harley Davidson denim. That's what I'm trying to achieve here, so it looks like factory denim paint, hopefully. Well, denim paint isn't even paint, I've proved that in the past. It's a powder electrostatic coated finish, whatever. Anyway, this is paint, and I hope it doesn't bloom, and I hope it dries. Right, this is a composite video. I've been making this over a few days. Tonight's Thursday night. I'm going to load this up for Sunday, so at the time of recording right this minute, right now, it's Thursday night. I can't do much more with that until it's dried. So wish me luck. Come back when this is dried off. I'll give you a good look round it when it's all satin, and then after that, bolt it on the bike, stick it outside for a nice walk round, which, as you're watching now, will be the end of the video. But right now, I'm going in. I'm going to leave that, stop talking, shut up, and hope. Wish me luck. See you for the next bit. Right, there we go. Looks like luck was on our side. No bloom, no crazing, no cracks, no runs, no sags, nothing. Have a look. Now, I've got to say, I am chuffed to bits with this. That is absolutely glorious. That's come out really, really well. Still get a little bit of hair in there, which is a shame. But I reckon as the evaporation of the thinners continues, that will sink, and hopefully that will diminish a little bit. Belly pans come out nicely. I put an extra thick layer on the front of that because it's going to get a bit of a pounding from the grit. Front wheel just runs right there. So there we go. Brackets are lovely. That's how they should have come out of the packet, not the junk that they were. All these split edges and distorted corners where it had been folded in the machine, all dealt with. And that thicker, heavy bracket, well, that's just lovely. That's how it should look. Even though it's hidden, it's nice to know it's perfect. Right, so I've got to leave that now for, let's turn you around, there we go. I've got to leave that for about another 24 hours at least. It's had 24 hours. I don't want to touch that now, because if you start mauling that around trying to push it on the bike and fit it, you're just going to make fingerprints in it. It's just too soft. That's the downside of rattle paint. Unfortunately, rattle can paint, it has to dry by evaporation. It doesn't dry by chemical reaction like 2-pack, so therefore it does take longer, especially when it's not so hot. It's only about 54 degrees now, so I'm going to put the heater back on for the whole evening, give that as long as possible to carry on drying out, and I won't be able to touch this for Sunday morning, which is another 72 hours from now. So I want to leave that to dry out, and hopefully by Sunday that'll be hard enough. I'll just pick it up, lower it back on the bike, and we can push it outside for a walk round. Good, eh? Chuff with that. Right, let's put it back together. Sunday morning, 3-4 days in. Still fingerprinting if you push your thumb in it, so I better not push my thumb in it there. Okay.
I'm back.
Let's get back on the bike.
How comes when I cut the grass, it always makes it grow? How comes I can only grow long hair from my nose? How comes I always cook far too much spaghetti? And why's no clever scientist ever interviewed a Yeti? How comes retail prices always end in 99? And how comes my computer doesn't work all the time? I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me mate, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me mate, I don't know, I don't know, I haven't got a clue mate, I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me, I haven't got a clue mate, I don't know. How comes when you want some rain it's nearly always sunny? How comes when you tell a joke it's never half as funny? How comes when you find a sock the other one's in hiding? And when you want a stroll on the beach you'll always find a tide in? How comes when you get a flat you've never got a jack? And every time you join a queue you're always at the back? I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me mate, I don't know, I don't know, I haven't got a clue mate, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me pal, I don't know, I haven't got a clue, I just don't know, you can't ask for any more than that mate, I don't know. How comes when I cut the grass it always makes it grow? How comes I can only grow long hair from my nose? How comes I always cook far too much spaghetti? Why's no clever scientist ever interviewed a Yeti? How comes retail prices always end in 99? And how comes my computer doesn't work all the time? I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me mate, I don't know. I don't know, I don't know, don't ask me mate, I don't know. I don't know, I haven't got a clue mate, I don't know, ask someone else. I just haven't got a clue. Pulses 50-foot high through the fumes and haulage. It's sometimes hard to know if the prize is stateside of Nuevo Laredo. Every siren has a weak spot, as everything has a beginning and an end. And when the face you trust most is no longer the one on which you can depend, when the fight feels futile and life's injustice wins, where's my sunlight when the shitstorm begins? It's not when it's time. It's not when it's out. Those living with gunfire, to those who walk alone, always in transit, never gonna find a home. In backs of box
cars in border towns.